Hey, I'm Emily Reagan, and I train virtual assistants how to be highly paid, highly prized marketing assistants. And here today we have my friend Sage Polaris, a copywriter and launch strategist, teaching us her tricks for getting our clients' email open. This is so critical because this is one of our gateway services that we can offer as a marketing assistant, helping our client with their weekly emails, their nurture emails, and then all of the launch emails. So what she's giving you here today will help you start your relationship out right and be able to get numbers and results right away for your clients. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can also download my freebie below, which is 10 marketing services that I started offering as a freelance marketing assistant. All right, let's jump in. I want to start at the beginning when it comes to email, especially for anyone who's newer to this, like maybe a little bit of why we email and why open rates actually matter.
So in terms of email as part of a client's marketing strategy, they're likely going to have multiple marketing channels, right? And so the one thing that I always emphasize to clients is that your open rate is probably going to be higher than any of your other marketing channels, depending on where you are. But let's say you're on Instagram, right? 2 to 4% of people will see your feed. So even if you're on the low end with your email open rate, let's say the industry average is 19%, that's still way more effective as a marketing channel than the other places they are probably showing up, right? So even if they have a smaller list, even if they're like, this isn't really like something I've been focusing on, you can train people who are getting their emails to open them more. And there's some simple steps you can take. It's not like an overly complicated strategy to start getting their emails to be more effective. But even just pointing to that data first and being like, hey, look, like this is actually your most effective channel, and looking at like the high level overview of their data will convince them like, oh, right, I do need to put more attention in this area. So that's where I would always start the conversation with a client.
Oh my gosh, I have so many questions. Okay, I have to ask you a nerdy tech question first because I don't think I know this answer. How do you track with your emails? I have a giant spreadsheet where I like import data because it shows me the week over week and month over month data. But how do you do it?
Oh my goodness. So you created that spreadsheet in our business for us as well. So we definitely have used what you gave us where, we're tracking like our followers on social, our email. So what are our open rates? What are our click-through rates? And I usually want to look at them specific to campaign, but knowing that overall number of growth or decrease each month is definitely something I look at, the total number of subscribers. But I don't get too hung up on that number, to be honest. Yeah. I care less about how many people are on my email list, because what I care more about are the sales results that we got from it. I keep my list very clean, and that's actually a tool I'm going to share with you today is my triple email open rates. The 3 templates that I use, like I use those several times a year, and I don't get stuck on how many people are on my list. What I'm more interested in when I'm looking at those numbers is who's actually opening in the last 90 days. Yeah. And if they're not opening in the last 90 days, I get rid of them because they're basically squatting on my list. So for me, I'm more so looking at like how many people are actually opening and how many people are clicking through. And per campaign, we'll just take the screenshot straight from ConvertKit where it has the email subject line so I can see which email it was and then look at those two numbers side by side.
Oh, I love that too. I always kind of try to do that same screenshot when I duplicate a campaign, and then I'll like tuck it under. So I like remember how this email did before, and then I can kind of just see the numbers and be like, oh, could I tweak this or what was it? And it is kind of nice when you get in this cycle where you can reuse emails, because I know you do. And we don't always reinvent the wheel. And so if I can get on a cadence where I can just like make tweaks. So I have worked with clients who were inflating their numbers and so proud they had a list of 80,000. And then I'm like, oh my God, only like 16,000 are actually opening. So this isn't as good as we think. And it really is about that quality over the quantity. And so one of your tips was scrubbing, which I know we're getting into, but I think that our clients will also get really focused on that number, just like they do with the vanity metrics of social. So do you have any like tip that we can say to them about that might make us seem Smart.
Yeah, I mean, it's always like, you're doing really well, but you have the potential for growth here, is how I start that conversation.
Good.
And what that looks like is different for each particular client. But I will tell a client, like, okay, you're getting 30% open rates. That's good. I see the potential for you going to this number next. So that's an example of like
Okay.
how I let them know, like, you can definitely be increasing your results here. And here's how we would get you there, and giving them a specific plan and just talking to them about their email list viability. Like, a lot of the times they're convinced that they can't sell to their list. They think it's not possible. And
Mm,
I'm like, I can very easily show you how viable your list is by getting people to raise their hands in a campaign. And then you'll see that you actually have buyers, or you don't, and that's fine. And maybe you need to pivot your offer, right? But getting them
mm.
clear on all of that is the thing that convinces them to work with me.
I love that. Everyone steal that language perfectly because it sets you up to be the expert, right? And to be able to help them and guide them and be a part of those results too. So this is why I'm so excited about the freebie you have for my audience, because this is exactly what it's going to do. Help us get in there and take the lead and get our emails open more, like increase that open rate like right off. So tell everyone about this goodie you have for us.
Yeah, totally. So I have 3 emails that you can copy, paste, and personalize. So if you go and get my triple email open rates, you go to sagepolaris.com/we love Emily,
Thank you.
because we do. So go to sagepolaris.com/we love Emily. If you've ghosted your list, and a lot of service providers, raising my hand, there are times where I have disappeared. This will allow you to reappear into your potential client's inbox. Or if you have like a client who's been around the block a long time, they're more established, this will help you to direct them into scrubbing their list. They'll send the 3 emails, and then anybody who hasn't opened in the last 90 days, you can remove them. And then what they'll see is they'll see their open rate go up, their deliverability score will be higher with their email service provider. Most people don't realize that just like there's an algorithm with Facebook, there's an algorithm with email service providers. So that increases that for you as well. So there's lots of reasons. And if you go to that page, you'll see at the top like benefits that you can verbatim say to your client about
Yes.
like how this is going to help them. But it also sets you up to make your next offer. It's kind of like a all-in-one, like it's helping you do a little market research, it's cleaning the list, and it's setting you up to make the next offer with the list, knowing what people are interested in. So it really does set you up to have success with your client, or even in your own business. If you're like, listen, 2024 is my year, I'm going to show up in people's inboxes,
Yeah.
this is your opportunity to do that.
Well, I'm so excited about this because I really think it should be part of every marketing assistant's onboarding. Like, I am new to your email list, and this is what I suggest doing. So thank you. But I see a lot of people sending that email like, hey, sorry I've been gone. And like, we don't want them to do that, right?
It doesn't make sense to email people and be like, I've been on hiatus, this is why.
Yeah.
Just get straight into it. Like, tell them, in that email specifically, it's leaning them towards doing a giveaway to their audience,
Okay.
and just get them excited that you're there and that you have a gift for them. And then you can just get straight into it. You can skip all the like preamble about what you've been up to and why you've been gone.
Okay, so what do we do after this when our clients are like, "Oh, now what do I write about?" In these follow-up emails. So we've taken your templates. You're really good about getting people to raise your hand and say what they want, and it starts to help us segment. But then how do we show up after this?
Yeah, so the triple email open rate sets you up to ask them what's the one thing that's holding them back. It does a little market research. They hit reply. That's the whole point of it. So you will have messages from people on your email list telling you what they want from you next. So the question will be answered in the templates. And then from those responses, you'll be very clear about what are people trying to solve and what kind of solution can you offer them next. So really listen to your customer voice data. That's what we call it in the marketing world, where people have written you, use that language to then create your next offer, and it'll just lead you straight into that.
Okay, organization tip. How do you keep track of that and all the replies? Like, what do you do?
Oh yeah. So I have my Gmail is heavily filtered. So when people hit reply to a ConvertKit message from me, it goes to my inbox, but it immediately gets filtered to we use like a keyword from that particular email, and it goes directly to ConvertKit replies as a subfolder inside of my main folder. And then when I'm ready, usually like 7 days after the campaign is ended, I'll take a look at all the data and I'll read it all. And then you can get like a spreadsheet and put the pains and desires into a spreadsheet so you can have it for reference, like a Google spreadsheet, and then use that language. So I will, when I'm writing the sales page for my next offer based on the responses, I will specifically use like cut and paste their language into like the top portions of the sales page to speak directly to those pains and desires.
What I wanted to get your opinion too is like, how can we write these emails where they're getting open afterward too?
There are 4 personality types who are looking at your emails, and I use it through the lens of The Simpsons because it's a fun show that most people know.
Yes.
So the 4 characters on The Simpsons, if you can write your email subject lines to appeal to these 4 characters, the first character is the Barts of the world. They are the fast decision makers. So for your email subject line, having the word quick will get their attention and they'll be more likely to open it. So a couple of examples, like I made you a quick video, or like quick question. That one's really good. Or quick request does really well for me as well. So using that word quick for those faster decision makers in your subject line, they'll be more likely to open it. So we also have the Marges. They are the deep connection decision makers. So when it comes to your email subject lines, they want a story. So it's funny, like one of the emails I wrote, I said 1 week off in my business. And so they knew it was a story about my personal life, and that got one of my highest open rates. So they love stories about you. They want to know like more about the behind the scenes of your life. Okay, so our third character is Homer. He is the fun-loving decision maker, right? So when he sees a subject line that's fun or funny, like music lyrics or puns or gifs or mentions of celebrities that, you know, like are relatable and funny, he will be more likely to open an email like that. So the fourth and final is Lisa. She is the detail-oriented decision maker. So when people ask me, like, do I really need like long form sales pages or longer emails? Who's actually reading this stuff? Lisa's. They are the type, when they start something, they have to finish it. It's just their personality. Very detail oriented. They love lists. They love data. So one of my emails says like 52 projects, 19 clients, 4 months off, right? And that's the subject line. They love when I say that, or like what I learned from 47 podcasts in the last 12 months. Lisa's detail-oriented decision makers, as much data as you can feed them, they will be engaged and interested and excited to learn those specific behind the scene numbers of your business.
What's one way you're using AI in your business, or are you?
Yeah, I'm definitely using it. So there have been tools around like this. I know it's a little more advanced than it's ever been. But rewriting blog posts to spin them for a client would be how I first initially started using it back when I was doing more blog content for clients. So it's great for that. It's also really good for coming up with better email subject lines. So write me subject lines like this, and then just let it come up with some other ones.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much. Well, thanks for sharing all of your email copy, your Simpsons, personality insight with us, because I know everyone's going to go out there and like be able to implement this right away. All right, great. There is more to this episode. Go listen to the full episode over on my podcast, Unicorns Unite. You can click below, or you can search for it on your favorite podcast app. You'll get the full interview, even more insight to email copywriting, talking to different types of personalities in your emails, and how to organize some of the back end with your client. Hit subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the next one, and I'll see you next time.